What's up? How you doing, guys? It's Trenius Henderson. You're on the infamous Living Rim Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. Divine powers are always working for us because we're trying to do right. Oh man, it's been a wonderful day for me. I can't complain because I'm realizing every day the divine powers are working for me because we're trying to do right. And so that's all you got to do. You just got to keep that in mind, guys. Just know that you're always taken care of. Everything is going to always turn out to your good. Just never get ahead of yourself mentally. And that's what we tend to do as human beings. It's like in our nature, or it has been programmed in our brains to be anxious, to be in worry, to be in doubt, to wonder how it's going to happen, how it's going to turn out, because we need to see something in order to believe it. But if you can just look at like the birds flying around in the air, they don't have a brain not nearly the size of ours, but they're so jolly and they're so happy, just flying around, just whistling, just living life, man. And they seem to be always living. They're always cultivating themselves. It's like the birds never experience any catastrophic disasters in their world, or you never see the birds' leaves falling off like to the point where they just are bare naked. They don't have any diseases. Now, some do probably have some things, but that's not to our knowledge because as far as we can think of, birds live a wonderfully marvelous lifestyle where it's just like they're just flying around and they're just living, man. And same thing with any other animal and any other species and organism in the life that we live in. They're always taken care of. That flower that's blooming out in the yard, it just blooms. You plant the seed, you water it, and you continue to water it, and it just blooms. It's being taken care of by a power that's much more larger than what we can think of. It's the same power that allows us to breathe and allows us to express ourselves. It's the same power that's behind your vision and your eyesight. You ever wonder sometimes, how is it that you can actually see? I mean, you have two eyeballs, but how is it that you can actually see? How is it that you have the power in your being to actually see? Think about that. Well, something governs that to let these eyes work for you. Something governs the power and the force behind what it is that give you the energy to move your arms, to move your lips, and everything else therein inside the human body. So I'm going to discuss here with you guys the higher self and the lower self. For those of you who are still trying to come to understanding of what the different parts of the mind is, and these are two simple parts of the mind. You have your higher self and your lower self. Now, your higher self is the positive part of you. That's the positive side of you. That's the laughter. That's the happiness. That's the smiles. That's the handshakes. Hey, how you doing, sir? That's the big hug and the warming hug that makes somebody feel special. That's the compliment side of you, the gratitude, the side of you that opens up the door for somebody just because you care for them. That's the side of you that gives to the bum or the homeless person on the side of the road holding up the cardboard sign. That's the side of you that gives back to charity. That's the side of you that wants to adopt a new kid and say, you know what, why not adopt somebody? Because and I didn't grow up with a family, or I didn't grow up with a father or a mother or anything. So let me do it for somebody else and give them something they may need. That's the higher side of you. It's called the higher self, the higher mind, intuition, whatever you may want to call it. Now, the lower self is the evil part of you. That's the bad part of you. That's the side of you that you're trying to conquer. Now, if you can conquer your lower self, which is all those wrong things about you, those bad things about you, all those bad thoughts, there are no demons. There are no devils. The only demon and the devil that can possibly be against you is yourself. You are your own adversities. The thoughts that you think in your mind, the negative thoughts that you think in your mind on a day-to-day basis that keep you from going forward, keep you from going, keep you from eating the right fruits, keep you from meditating, keep you from having more friends in your life because you look at everybody with jealousy and envy and hate and remorse over all the wrong things, and you're just walking around down and out and depressed. You're just mad at the whole world because of the situation that you're in. That's the lower part of you. That's the lower mind. You got the higher mind and you got the lower mind. Now, the whole objective is to actually feed the higher mind. Feed the concepts and the principles that the higher mind has taught you. Everything that you know about your higher self, all the intuition and those good voices that are telling you to start your business, that are telling you to open up the new church that you want to come up with. They're telling you to open up the business. that are telling you to actually have something at your house, a gathering, so you can invite everybody to see how cool you actually really are, because everybody might think you're just a cool person. Who knows? Could be everybody thinks you're a mean person. You're trying to prove yourself. Whatever it is, any good voice that you're hearing that you want to partake in, coming from your higher self, that's your higher mind. That's the good stuff, a part of you. And remember, the lower mind is bad, it's negative, it's nasty, it's ugly, it's rude, it's evil, it's demonic, it's not good, it's possessive, it's over possessive, it's over compulsive, it's everything bad. Okay, so always feed the higher mind, guys. That's what we live for. We live to be more Christ-like, and that's what it means to be more Christ-like. That means to walk in the higher self as your life progresses. There's no way in the whole wide world that as your life is progressing that you should be going downhill. The more older you get, you should be getting more wise. You should be having more wisdom. You should have more gratitude. You should have more wisdom and knowledge to teach everybody around you what it is that you've been through based on your experiences, so they won't have to go through the same experiences that you're currently have went through, that you are going through or have went through, whatever it is, because we're always learning on a day-to-day basis. So remember, guys, always feed your higher mind and always eat avocados, fruits, bananas, whatever, kiwi, pineapples, you know what I mean? Because those things nurture your higher mind, which helps your brain become more stabilized, which helps you think more properly. When you eat properly, when you have peace on your plate, you have peace in your mind, your body, and your soul. Okay, so I hope that resonated with you, the difference between a higher mind and a lower mind. I'm Trenius Anderson. Thanks for watching the Living Realm Network. More videos to come. As a matter of fact, I'm about to make one right after I get through with this video, guys. But what you talking about today? Of course, deep topics. I'll see y'all later, guys. Peace.